Welcome to this brief tutorial on searching and filtering within our library databases. So for this tutorial, what I'm going to be focusing on is I'm going to give you guys an overview of scholarly versus non-scholarly resources. I'm also going to talk a little bit about peer review, and then we'll go into that live demo of searching some of our databases. I'm going to mostly focus on one still search box and also searching PubMed. And I'll show you guys some of the filter areas that you guys can use to help with narrowing or broadening your topics. I'll also show you guys some citation managers that you can use when you are starting your research and need to gather all of those in one location. So to start with, let's look at scholarly versus non-scholarly. So this table gives you a really good overview of the difference in the characteristics between the two different type of resources. So when you're looking at scholarly, just keep in mind that these articles are written by a scholar in a specific field of study. This could be medicine, this could be pharmacology, it could be OBGYN, it could be physical therapist in their field. These articles are well written and well edited. They go through a peer review process, which I'll talk about in a little bit. They add to the body of knowledge in that field that they're writing about. The publisher, most of these articles are published by associations. They could be published by government employees, universities, staff, faculty, usually are the ones that publish this. The claims and the methods have been checked by others within that field, and that's part of that peer review process. With these scholarly articles, you will not have the flashy advertisement that you normally see on Google searches or on regular basic pages. The claims that are in these scholarly articles are backed up with other academic resources. And there's also a general knowledge of the field. So these authors are knowledgeable within that field. So when you're looking at the other side of articles, the non-scholarly ones, they're not written by experts. There is no peer review process. There is a lack of support, so you will not find a lot of those academic journals cited in there. They won't normally have the reference page like you would see in a scholarly article. The articles in a non-scholarly can be more subjective or biased opinions, so you want to kind of be cautious of that. You might also find some more grammar errors, spelling errors in the non-scholarly. So that kind of just gives you an overview of that. Peer reviewed. So this is kind of a good snapshot from Wiley. Wiley is a peer-reviewed database that you can find a lot of your articles in. So with peer review, it's basically a process where authors submit their articles before they get published to somebody else in that same field. And those other people will read through the article, check and give his or her opinion, it depends on who is the other person, about something that has been written in by another subject. So let's say you're a physical therapist and you write an article, you submit it to a peer-reviewed journal. Before it gets fully published in that journal, it goes through this process where somebody else in your same field will read it, they'll check your sources, they will check your credibility, and make sure you are supporting what it needs to be supported. This process is also designed to assess the qualitative and quantitative information, and also offers the original of the articles for publication. It helps to filter out any invalid or poor quality articles. It's basically another way of looking at it is a control process. So that is peer review. So let's go ahead and jump into our databases and start doing some searching. If you don't remember from my intro, to get to our databases, you'll need the library tile. If you don't have that, again, you can come up here and just type in library. And this will automatically take you straight over to our library homepage. So I'm going to mostly focus on the still one search, but like I mentioned prior, we do have a full list of databases for you to use. So again, this number will change frequently. Again, up here, subject areas. So if there's a specific subject area you want to look at, database purpose, if you know exactly what you're looking for. So going back to the home page, again, I'm just going to focus on the one still. The reason why I'm going to focus on this is because the one still search does search about 90%, give or take, of our databases. So this is a good starting place to see what databases are pulling up for your terms. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Advanced Search. So once you pull up Advanced Search, it gives you the 3 different boxes. So you can definitely break out your subject areas in your topic into the different areas. Over here is your Boolean boxes. So right now it's automatically defaulted to and. When you use the word and, this is combining terms and limits search results. If you use or, this is basically choosing other terms and expanding. So like, for example, when you are using like young children, you could put young children or pediatrics or early childhood. That's how you would use the or. The not is going to be a limiter of terms, and it kind of limits your search. So if there's specifically like you don't want anything on COVID, you could put not COVID, especially if that's what you don't want to focus on. So you can do that. Or if there's other terms that are coming up that are not related, you can put that not in there and it will put it in there. So I'm going to just do a quick search on knee replacement. And then I'm going to do therapy. And then I'm going to hit search. So once you do a search on this, you will get, here's your results count. So we have quite a few articles to go through. So some of the sections that you can use for filtering, especially on a one search, is over here under the refined search area. The first section right here is our full text, peer reviewed, and available. The only one you want to really focus on is the peer review. This will automatically limit out any articles that have not been through that peer reviewed process that we just talked about earlier. I would leave full text unmarked and available in the collection. The reason why I leave these ones unmarked is because when you are doing your research, when you click full text, you could be limiting articles that could be applied to your research. As I stated in our first video, we do have a service called Interlibrary Loan. So if we are not able to find the full text, you can request the article and we can send it to you. The second section I would look at is your publication date. Most of the time, general rule of thumb, depending on your topic, you don't want anything older than 5 years. So you can use this little bar and slide it over and it automatically updates for you. You can also, if you know your publication date that you want, I'm just going to type it in here. When you type in your dates, you need to make sure you hit enter or it will not update. So just keep that in mind. So now we're slowly getting our results down that are a little bit more manageable. Some other areas that you can look at is geographic location. If you want to focus on strictly the United States, you can hit show more. You can hit USA and United States, and I'm going to hit update. You can also look at the subject area. So if you click on subject and hit show more, this will come up with other subject terms that you can use for your searching. Over here under head count will be the number of articles that you can use. So let's do treatment outcomes, knee joint physical therapy, pain management, and then I'll pick knee. I'm just going to pick a few different ones, but you can go through this whole list. As you can see, there's more options. So I'm going to hit update. So now we only have 162 to work with. So this is much more manageable. when we're doing our lit searches. Some other key things to look at is over here on this right hand side, you'll have this little paper with a magnifying glass. So if you scroll down, this will give you an abstract of what this article is about. It also shows what database it's pulling from. So if you decide, okay, this one does fit my needs, this is what I need, you can hit this little paper or this folder over here, and then you can just keep going down. This way you don't have to click into every single one of these databases. After you added, I'm just going to add these four to my folder. So once you've added them to your folder, you can come up here to folder, and they will all show up in your folder. For me, I have multiples in here because I've been doing a lot of different searches. So mine has a little bit different style. So once you get in here, this is where you can start eliminating. Okay, this one does not apply. This one does really hit what I need. So you can really do a limit because you can actually just click on these boxes and hit delete item. And then you just hit OK. This will remove it from your folder so you'll no longer have to look at it. From there, you can pull up your PDF links. You can do your HTML here. If for some reason these links don't work, you can always report the broken link to us so we can get it fixed for you. Over here, you have all of your options for print, email, save, and export. So that is all there for you. So that is basic searching of the one search box and using the filters. Now I want to kind of move over to PubMed. So you can do PubMed searching through here, or you can go to Google and type in PubMed, and it will pull up PubMed. So it's going to be the same search regardless of where you go to. So I'm going to do knee replacement again. And so as you can see, we got quite a few results here. With PubMed, I just want to let you guys know, with PubMed, you do not need to do Boolean searches on here. It will automatically do it for you. So when you're searching PubMed, just put it in like a keyword search. So just keep that in mind. PubMed also doesn't have as many filters that you will have as using the one search. You do have the full text here. You can do your own date range, or you can use one of their custom. So I can just hit 5 years. So now I have it all to 5 years. Down here is our basic article type. So if there's a specific article type, if you want clinical trials, you could do that. These are all just different levels of your evidence-based medicine type articles. So that's what these ones are. Once you find a good search terms that are working for you, you're pulling a lot of articles, you can come up here and create an alert. So when you create an alert, what it will do is that anytime a article has been published with your key terms, we'll send you an alert. Hey, here's a new article based on your terms. So this will keep you current, especially when you're doing those lit searches if you're looking for those. If you go to the advanced search, I know when students are doing lit searches, when they're doing their methodology section, they need to write down, okay, what search terms did I use? What filters did I use? PubMed is great because it will show you, okay, here's my first search, this is my results. Here's my second search with my filter, here's my results. So this is really helpful for a lot of our students to go back and pull that methodology. The only other thing I wanted to look at, show you guys briefly, is our MeSH headings. MeSH headings is the medical subject headings for all these articles. So on the back end, when people receive these articles, this publisher for PubMed, when they receive these articles, what they do is they assign these medical headings. So if for some reason you're not able to pull up your results here, you can go to the headings. So I'm going to click on MeSH, and I'm just going to put in knee. And I'm just going to hit search. So when you type in knee, there is multiple different ones that come up. So you can go through this and kind of see, okay, what headings are working for me, which ones are not going to work for me. So I'm going to look at the knee fractures here. So when you do that, right here where it says subheadings, these are all the additional subheadings for knee fractures. Down here, are all the other terms that are being indexed under knee fractures. So these are all other terms that you can use. All these are hyperlinked, so you can also patella fractures, so you can click on this and it will pull up all the headings for this section as well. With the subheadings up here, you can actually click on these boxes. It's like, oh, this is exactly what I need. You can do, okay, I need therapy, I need diet therapy, drug therapy, because we're looking at our therapies here, rehabilitation, radiotherapy, let's do that one. So I'm going to use these ones, and over here at this section, you can hit Add to Search Builder. This will automatically populate your Boolean searches and your search key terms. So I'm going to hit Search PubMed. This will, so I have it narrowed too much, and that's why it's not pulling up. So if I go back to Advanced Search, you can see my results. All right, so let's go back. Let's maybe take off let's take off diet therapy, drug therapy, and radiotherapy. Let's add these ones. Okay. So this is the nice thing about doing our searches. Let's go back to knee fractures and see if we can find anything on knee fractures. So I'm just going to do regular therapy and rehabilitation on this one. So I just did knee fractures. Now this is going to pull up everything. So you're just going to really play around with PubMed and do your searches. Most of the time it'll say free article if it has it. If not, it will let you know that you'll need to get it. So let's look at this one real quick. So this one shows full text link, so you can click on this to get to your full text. So right here is also got the mesh terms. So you can also use these mesh terms as well as your search terms to do some additional searches if this article works. It does provide you other articles similar to this one. So you can also look at these to get some other suggestions. Once you find articles that you are helpful to you, you can always use the subject terms that are listed and use those to help you find additional articles. So that is searching PubMed. So I am going to go back into here. So that is our end of our tutorial on searching and filtering. If you need additional assistance, feel free to email me. I am your library liaison. I'm always here for you guys to support you. I do have appointments. The link here, so you can schedule appointments with me. I can do virtual appointments, so just let me know. If you want just a virtual appointment, we can definitely schedule Zoom and we can get that up and running for you. I look forward to working with each and every one of you guys.